afternoon, Miss T.
I have makeup on today.
You look good today.
Yeah, I'm the before and after shots of makeup on and makeup off.
Well, 2 hours of sleep a night when we had our getting kit to the... Oh, we got one to get through here. We're just about. Anyway, so here we go. Rudolfo Naranjo says, I bred my Chinese Shar-Pei. We did 4 AIs. Recently noticed she is discharging light green. Eating normal and drinking water as usual. Temperature is 100.8. Well, you've got the beginning stages of pyometria. So, it's open and she doesn't have a temperature.
I'll be glad it's open.
I would go get some antibiotics for her. It's a safe thing to do here, because without that, you've got the possibility this will develop into something full-blown. Give the right antibiotics and it won't affect the puppies, but I would get some antibiotics in her because, you know, it could be just vaginitis, but more than likely, this is the beginning stages of pyometria. Catch it early to get it taken care of.
We've been in the business for 19 years, and we had our first dealings with a closed pyometra twice.
Yeah. Yes.
Why? I don't know. Talked to another woman. She's had it twice this year.
Yes.
Both of us had to spay dogs because when it's closed, that's what you end up having to do. You just are in denial about doing it.
Yep.
We don't know why it's going on.
Yep. All right, next question. Can you use this specific shot for all 5 vaccines? I mean, I'm not sure what you're asking. We use the same vaccine every time. We vaccine at 6, 9, 12,
and
15 weeks with the same vaccine.
And then they can get their rabies at 15 when you do that.
And it's a 5-in-1. But there's different. You can get 7-in-1s. You can get things that have got things like Bordetella and kennel cough in them as well.
I've been hearing lately that some vets have decided just to start vaccinating 3 times instead of 4 times.
Okay.
You know, ask your vet. I don't know. Maybe it's a different kind of shot. But
okay. I don't know.
With parvo as bad as it's been, and that other new disease that acts like parvo,
well, I mean, the big thing here
I'm going to do mine 4 times.
The big thing, yes, I like that answer.
And then you get them boosted yearly, please.
The big thing here is to get them vaccinated, isn't it? Any kind of a vaccination. No vaccination is you're walking on thin ice. So anyway.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I need to go this way.
Can you, Kerry Muncie, could you cover some advice on tear stains? We have a litter of platinum puppies and they have different side of them. Well, here you go. So cream dogs are going to show it so much more.
You know the secret, let me know.
Well, there are some things you can do, but they're limited in their effectiveness, right?
I don't know how successful it is.
So there's angel eyes. You could do 2 things. There's wipes and there's tablets. And supposedly the tablets change the chemical balance of their tears and can reduce tear staining. But you're going to see tear staining, and if you don't do anything about it, you're going to have a black line down there, and that's it. It's not, and the fact is that, you know, flat-faced dogs tend to have this.
Yeah, and maybe their eyelashes are turned in.
Well, that's another thing. There's a thing called atrophia, where the eyelid is turned in a little bit. Bottom lashes. And it irritates the eyelid, and it makes it water more. So just look. You can see, if you can roll the eyelid back, and you can see you can see the hairs are rolling in, then you've got atrophia, and you can fix that. Anyway, but any Frenchie, I mean, you know, the thing about this is black masked Frenchies, you don't see it because they're black. It's there.
Ooh, pickup truck like to hit the curb. Goodness sakes. I don't know what he's doing, but he just about bumped that big.
Now my silly iPhone's frozen. For those of you who have phones that freeze every now and then, I'm thinking about chucking mine out the window. iPhone 11, and it's
you're just wanting a new phone. That's what you tell me when I complain about mine.
I don't want to spend a phone.
Mine's old. I need a new phone.
I want to go back to my bag phone. That way we get as many calls a day. We wouldn't get any texts. Theresa Himali says, can you please break down what I need to obtain the new shade Isabella? Well, I would do this. Go look at my video on the new shades and Isabellas. There's a whole video on that. That'll give you an idea about what you need. But basically, you need every dog, both dogs in the pairing, have to at the very least carry blue, carry testable chocolate to get this. And then if you want a new shade, they have to carry regular chocolate or cocoa as well. But the odds of you getting it with just both dogs being carriers is very, very slim. You're much better off if you've got a dog that's got the necessary ingredients to breed that to a stud dog, if that's what you're doing, that is a new shade, and then you can have a much better chance of it. By the way, we have one of those dogs, Goldfinger. Mystery guest fan said, can I breed a 6-year-old St. Bernard female? Yeah, sure. Now, 6 years old, she may not conceive, but I mean, you can certainly give it a shot. And yeah, no reason. I mean, it's like human beings, you know. What do you recommend on human beings? 35, they say, is about the, you know, having babies because of things like Down syndrome, right? Am I right about that? But I mean, there are people who are
it used to be when you were hitting the 30s, but now.
But I mean, there are people in this. Yeah, we looked at this in the Guinness Book of Records the other day, believe it or not. There was a woman who was 103 conceived, had a child.
What?
So, 103. 103.
Oh my goodness.
She was a sprightly little one, wasn't she? She was swimming in a different pool than most girls that age, that's for sure. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, I mean, a 6-year-old dog can absolutely have a litter, and maybe, you know, a 10-year-old could too. So, damn, it's racing people.
No, not racing. Not racing at all.
Money manifesting sounds. My baby Cashmere passed today from a heat stroke. Oh dear. I watched her take her last breath. I don't know.
Oh.
I need some serious support. Well, yeah, it's very tough. I mean, you know, I don't know how old your baby Cashmere was. You know, so this just brings up another whole thing about heat stroke. You know, and I you know, I don't know where you were in this process, and I'm not saying this to try and cause anguish for you, but do watch out for your dogs. You know, dogs.
Lemon juice, alcohol. Keep that on hand.
Tammy talked about not alcohol to give them, but alcohol to put on them.
No, put under their armpits.
Because it evaporates
and
does really good cooling. Yep.
Yes.
So you've got a dog that's got hot. You've got to get it cooled down. How do you get it cooled down? Get it out in the sun, get it in the shade, get some water on it, squirt some lemon juice in its mouth. Those are all things that can absolutely help.
Alcohol under its armpits, on its belly, inside its thighs.
Now on horses,
rubbing alcohol.
Horses, you know, you don't just start soaking a horse down. You spray water on its feet first, and then on its belly, and then you get the dog.
Yeah.
But if I had a dog that was have full-blown heat stroke, I'd dump it into a bucket of water. I'd dump a bucket of water over it. I don't know whether that's the right thing to do, whether you might cause some other problems.
That's about the right.
But that's what I'd do.
Reaction you'd have.
I mean, you don't have a lot of time sometimes in these situations. So anyway, there we go. So it's sad for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and when you do the alcohol squirt the lemon squirt in their mouth, also give them a little bit of water too to wash out. Sorry, I'm oaky, so I say wash. So anyway, but just be careful how much you actually give them on the lemon juice. Don't go directly down in their throat and gag them, you know.
Kenya and Kendra say, maybe a dumb question, but if I breed a Merle will there be at least one in a litter? Thought Merle is somewhat dominant. Sorry,
half and half.
So the answer is you'd expect on average to get a litter of half and half. Look, if you had a single puppy, obviously you can't have a half and half, right? So what's the chances if you had 6 puppies that none of them were Merle? The answer is it's 1/2 to the power of 6. It's a half a quarter, an eighth, a sixth, a 16th, a 32nd. 1 in 64 times you wouldn't get a Merle. You know, so, but there is no guarantees on this. It's like flipping a coin. You can flip a coin 6 times and it comes up heads every time. So, and it's got nothing to do with the Merle being dominant. The Merle gene, if it's been done properly, there's only one copy of it, and it is dominant. But since only one of the parents has a single copy of it, that copy is likely to show up only half of the time. What kind of camera do you use in the crates for mums and pups? Asked Trent M. Well, Tammy bought a camera that was a baby monitor, wireless baby monitor, and she bought it on sale years ago. And I mean, it's okay, but it's not.
It doesn't have a very long distance that you can get away from it with that.
So what I would do is I would go buy, and this is what I've got. I need to go pick up from the other house. You can buy a Wi-Fi camera with audio that's pan-tilt zoom for $30 to $40, and they have a pretty wide field of view. You want with a wide field of view, and then you can stream that to your phone or to your TV. And you can leave it up on your TV at night and have it there sitting there with the sound turned down so that you can go check on your puppies. That's what I would recommend. But the one that Tammy got is just a small little...
It's just a cheapo that I bought.
2-inch by 2-inch
Pulled
color
it out,
screen.
but I don't use it.
Yeah, so anyway. Brian Martinez, is there a way to tell if a dog is a fluffy carrier just by looking at it?
Sometimes they got a thick coat.
There you go.
Sometimes their coat's super soft. But do the DNA. You'll find out that way. Find out what both parents are. If the breeder didn't have the DNA on the parents, then you definitely want to go have DNA on your
Well, I'm
dog.
assuming you're in a situation where you've got a dog that you bred to either a fluffy carrier or a fluffy, and you're expecting to see some fluffy carriers in a litter, or some full
Yeah, like a
fluffies.
fluffy carrier to a regular.
Right.
So you get half and
So-
half. Do the DNA,
So
folks.
a carrier can fool you is the problem. If you just go off what, you can get hopeful on it because he's got a thicker coat and you did breed to a dog that has a copy or 2 copies of fluffy.
Spend a little
But
money.
spend the money
get
on.
the
Yep.
DNA done.
That's right.
Keep people happy when you sell a puppy. Don't tell them things you don't know for facts. So
What are we doing here? Oh, it's enough time for this one. Daniel Medbury says, "You are both so amazing."
yeah. Thank you for
I don't know
including
about me.
in.
Tammy's amazing. I don't know about me.
Yeah, you're the brain. I'm Pinky. Pinky in the brain.
Oh, somebody's asking about what's the cream on their butts. That was just all salve because they had little sore bottoms. This is a litter.
Oh.
Some cream on. And that is it for this one. So everybody watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.